What's up, guys? Right here at Spirit Halloween in New Philadelphia, Ohio. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see where I hide the first green pumpkin with some stickers in there for you. Let's go inside and see what they got. You can tell this was a Joann Fabrics because you can see the label scarring up there. I love seeing the label scarring. Let's go inside the doors and see who's greeting us today at New Philly Spirit Halloween. And as always, it's Jack the Reaper and the Crypt Countess. I'm getting it correct now. The Countess for $300. We'll say hello to her first and see how loud she is. Ooh, nice and loud. Nice and loud. She's actually becoming more and more of one of my favorites every time I see her because the way she moves is awesome. Her arms going all over the place. I love the chains. All right, let's see Jack the Reaper. He should track us. I'll take off my glasses. And maybe we'll have to step back a little bit. There he goes. He locked on to me. That is so cool.
It's too late to run.
He's sort of working.
It's too late to hide. You don't even have time to scream.
I love him. How awesome. A collectible prop. He is $330. There is the Tombstone Rocker. I love that. Definitely going to get some of him at some point. It just rocks back and forth and does have a sensor down there, so when you walk in front of it, that's when it starts rocking. Here is Bullseye. He is $250. Usually a quiet prop because his speaker is behind this big target there. He actually sounds kind of loud today. Very cool. Love the knives in there and his striped nose. And he has some wounds on his head. I never noticed that. Over here is Valak. Let's see if she will work. $300, a licensed prop from the Conjuring movies. Love her. Gotta love Valak. Alright, here's the ISC. They have the whole setup here. And we've got Backbend Bonnie for $180. Not too bad. There's a hanging rat up in the window over there. We can see the electrified corpse over there going, and she's turned up nice and loud. Very cool. A very creepy prop. What's that medallion on her chest? That's interesting. It looks like she has a heart on her face. She loves us. How cool. Ooh, monkey business is already going. Gotta love him. He is awesome. That one's definitely one of my favorites. And then we have the Fire Demon over here. Hello, Fire Demon. All of these are turned up pretty loud today.
I carry the eternal flames deep in my chest.
A lot of people like him. He is very cool. Yes. All right. The jumping spider is here. He is $60 now. Everybody was saying, why $100? Well, he is $60 now. A certified classic for Spirit Halloween. It wouldn't be the same without the jumping spider. Here is Mr. Owl. He is $250 doll hairs. He is going to scream at us, and his red light-up eyes are beautiful. And he flaps his wings. Good to see you, Mr. Owl. And over here is Trick or Treat Pete for $240. Did that price decrease? He pukes candy out of his mouth. It's stored in his hat. That's all he does, but he's very cool. He's actually one of my favorites, and I did buy him. Here is the Sinister Straw Man for $330. He's missing a hand! Where's your hand, dude?
Not everyone who dies gets to live to tell about it.
Very cool. I love him, but he's missing a hand. I wonder what happened to it. Grandma's here. Hello, Grandma. She is $230.
Be afraid, little one. This is your much more than you.
I love the movement of her mouth like a puppet. That is so cool. They did a great job with her. And here's Headcase Harry. Is he on the step pad or on this button? Oh, he's on the step pad.
Suffocating cat. Knives at throats in dead of night. Candied joy, twisted and bright. And feel the sting and endless fright to satisfy our macabre delights.
I have him too. He's awesome. Love the knife and the candy and the blood splatter. Those are my favorite parts of him. We'll go inside here to the train and look around at the beautiful, shocking lights. And there's the red blinking light. I wish they would sell some of those. Maybe they will at some point. Here is the accelerator. It vibrates, it works, the speedometer works, and the voltage meter works, and the phone works. Everything is working in here. The live wires are going off above us, and here is all of our friends inside the train. We'll do this guy first. The electrified corpse. Whoa, he scared me. He screamed in my ear and scared me. He is great. They did a great job at making him look burnt. How awesome. The electrified corpse. All right, and here is the scary sitting scarecrow. Sit next to him, and when you stand up... Oh, maybe he's not going to work. Maybe if we reach for some candy? That's too bad he's not working right now, but he does have a nice zombie fly behind him. What is this? A step pad. Hold on. No, I guess not. He must be off. But here is the Mutant Sewer Rat for $230. Love his long nose and all the wounds. He's funny. Good to see you, Mr. Rat. They do have the exit here. We'll go out here and see what animatronics they have for sale. I see some over here. You know what? Let's go through those first. Here's a Twisted Grandma and a Sinister Straw Man. And they have two of the Lantern Keeper here. I wonder why they didn't set him up somewhere. I guess they ran out of spots, so they couldn't. Two-Faced Teddy, I still haven't seen anybody set him up yet. $130. And then we have 3 Gordo here. How awesome. Man, I want to see more of the Lantern Keeper. Right over here is the exit to Madison Scare Park, 31st Street. They have it all set up here. I love this exit. They did so good. Everything is so nice and detailed. Here they have Jack the Reaper and Monkey Business. They have a Backbend Bonnie. I haven't seen her for sale a whole lot. $180 for her. Hey, they got a Bobby Strings here. Awesome. I was wondering if we would start seeing some things from last year. That is $310, and he is heavy. 2 of Man's Possessed Friend. He is now $130 instead of $200. Barnaby the Bear is here. Mutant Sewer Rat, 2 Cerberus, and a bunch of the Scarecrow, and they have 1 Trick or Treat Pete. I bought Trick or Treat Pete online when he was first released, but I heard his price is going to be decreasing, so we'll keep our eyes peeled. This area over here looks nice and stocked. Lots of signs and everything. But hold on, we have some more things right here. Fogging Skull Pile. They have a Fogging Pumpkin Pile here too. That is new for 2025. They have a couple of hearses. The Foam Coffins, I bought that one. Check out my video setting that up. It's pretty awesome, but it definitely needs reinforced on the back. I do see 1 tied up Chucky doll here, guys. He's kind of hard to find, but not too hard. I find him pretty often, actually, but he does sell out. They have a Sinister Spirit Boy. That's new for 2025. He's kind of like a greeter, and they have 2 Megans. I see babies over here. Look at this. They've got Frankenstein's Monster, Ghostly Gus, Scheming Sally. They have a couple of her. Scary Straw Baby. That one is my favorite. The Strawberry Ice Cream, which is my favorite flavor, but without the glass. Then they have Chucky. They have 2 of him. Michael Myers is here. He's kind of hard to find. And look at this. Somebody put a hat with hair on it on Ravenous Ruby. That is hilarious. I haven't seen Ravenous Ruby in a long time. Look, there's a Snack and Stevie here too. How awesome. I love seeing all the older ones in here. Not too old, but they're not new for 2025. There's Michael Myers, and then they have the Crawling Babies here. I love that one. Probably one of my favorites this year. She crawls and makes some sounds. A very creepy one. I love it. I'm probably going to try to buy her if I can find her during the sale. She is $70. Oh, look at this. And Wretched Ralphie is here too. They have a bunch of the old ones here with his delicious rat snack. What in the world is this talking creature? Let's see what he does. The music is so loud. I hope you can hear him. He's making some sounds. Instead of talking, he's more like growling. That is cool. He is talking, but you can barely hear it because the music is so loud, and he is kind of quiet. Does he have a volume button? It doesn't look like he does, but I love the creepy sounds. It sounds like a swamp is behind him. That is awesome. Talking creature. He's not a pumpkin. He's more like some kind of mysterious, disgusting blob. I really like that. How cool. $45. I love when we find new things in this store. I also love the green light on him. How awesome that we're still seeing new things. They've got one of the pumpkin skulls here, actually 2 of them here, and those are $20 $50 a piece. I am so psyched about this guy. I really want to get him, but I'm not going to yet. Hopefully we find more of him throughout the year. I want to go over here and see the inflatables. They have a couple of Grave Watcher hiding back here. They only have a little handful of inflatables, actually. Jack-o'-lanterns, ghosts, mini skeletons, mini jack-o'-lanterns, gargoyles, pumpkin scarecrows, animated pumpkin cats, reapers, more jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts, and they have a cat here. That one's kind of hard to find. 25 bucks for him. And look over here, they have a teddy hiding. Somebody must want to buy him, so they hid him over here. He is like 50 bucks, I think. $37, not bad at all, and I want him very bad. We just found the cat, the horror cat, for the first time the other day. He would go great with this guy. They'd be great friends. And look at this, they have the gargoyle mister here. That is $50, has purple lights, and it fogs, or mists, or whatever, and there's some flaming cauldrons here for $60. That's very cool. It looks like I have a very realistic flame. Air is blown through there, so that thing is fluttering like real flames, and it has lights. I definitely want to get one of those. We'll check out the killer critters over here. I see a hanging egg sack. That is from 2024, I believe. Super awesome with the spiders all over it. They do have a hanging rat here. You can see his spine. I love the wounds on this stuff, but my favorite part is that he's missing a jaw. This thing is $25. Then they have some seagulls, some of my personal favorites. The crows, they have the snail, another personal favorite. The possum, a new favorite for 2025 for $25. And the pig, he's also a favorite. I love all these guys. $30 for the pig. He also has some great wounds. And they almost always have a couple of these zombie raccoons. His stomach was eaten out. That is crazy. And some cats. Let's see if they have any of the long live wires. It doesn't look like they do, and I don't know if they ever will. Hopefully they do. That'd be really cool to have some extra long live wires. Here's a regular live wire right here. Let's see if it works. Yes, it does. Shocking and blue lights. That goes great with the electrified corpse. $50 a piece for those. A little pricey, but they are super awesome. Check this out, a multi-prop remote. I have one of these. I used it during a live stream recently. $50, so you can remotely activate your animatronics. Up to 4 animatronics. Very cool, definitely worth it. There's a bunch of step pads here, and you know what? I've been looking for some new ones. I hope they put out some new ones, like new designs. So far they have not, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. They do have a couple of the hanging clown heads here. Those are kind of hard to find. Those were new last year in 2024, and that is $40. Not too bad, and he is awesome. I think they have a hanging pumpkin too, but not here today. There's a hanging pig head. Over by the masks, they have a couple of chainsaws here. Chainsaws are some of my favorite things from Spirit Halloween. Look at that. It works. The chain spins, and he makes some sounds. That would go great with a Leatherface mask. What is this? I don't think this is brand new, but evil witch eyes. That is creepy. I love masks. I ought to start collecting masks. That is $50. Not too bad for a super creepy mask. I love that. I don't see any other new masks, but I do see the starving vampire. I think that was new last year. It could be new this year. I don't remember. I saw everything so early, it's hard to tell what's new and not. $40 for that, and he is great. Look at how creepy he is. Long, sharp, bloody teeth, and those black little beady eyes. They also have the skeletal horse mask. I love that one. Look, that is so cool. I love that the jaw moves and he's all bloody. Very creepy. I see a lot of empty spaces over here by the weapons, so I will keep my eyes peeled and see if they put out any new weapons this year. We've already seen like 1 or 2 new weapons, but I want to see more. I think the cricket bat was the only new weapon we've seen so far. I can't let you guys hear the music, but Spirit Halloween always has the best music. It makes you feel like you're having a party in here while you're picking out your costumes. They have sidesteppers, and check it out. Here's Leatherface. We haven't seen him in so long. Oh, he's not gonna work. Wait a minute, there's a tab we can pull. He is brand new. Boy, that is a hard one to pull. Maybe that's why nobody's pulled it yet. It's so hard. Okay, yeah, I just tried to pull that thing as hard as I could, and it would not come out, so we're not even gonna mess with it. But I have this guy. He is awesome. The Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre sidestepper for $33. I love everything Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, there's Sam, but he's not gonna work either. What? Michael Myers? Yes. At least one of them works, and Ghostface. He almost always works, but sometimes his knife is broken. A whole gang. How awesome. Yeah, sometimes his hand is broken. I've found quite a few of these where his hand is broken off, so you gotta be careful if you buy him, but he is awesome. $33 as well. And look at this, they have the Chucky Jack in the box, and it does make sounds. Some quotes from Chucky. How awesome. You can hear his laughing in there. That is very cool. And here is Pennywise with the lights. There's a fire down there. That is too cool. I think this one's like $90 or $100. $90 for this one. And for the Chucky box, $60. Not bad. Behind those guys, they do have some of the Terrifier string lights. We've been looking everywhere for these because we found them once, but here they are, $30. A lot of people like these. They are very cool. A bunch of hanging Terrifier Art the Clown heads. Look at this, a Bates Motel dish. What in the world. That is $15. Love the blood splatter on that. I love anything with blood splatters. These are from last year. Here's the Mars Attacks, Trick or Treat, and Halloween 2. And they usually have Ghostface as well, but not today. I think you put candles in these and then it lights it up real nice and put some shadows on the wall. I love the leaves on this one, the knives on that one. Oh, that one has leaves too. Awesome. And for the Mars Attacks one, I love the spaceships and the stars. Here's the Freddy Fazbear planter. Somebody chewed me out for not looking at this last time. $15 for that. How awesome. I hope we see more characters of that, of these little planters. I gotta look at more Harry Potter stuff because people keep telling me that I need to. And look at this. This was new last year. The Monster Book of Monsters for $35. And it has a tongue that is too cool. They have tons of things from Harry Potter here, by the way. This is an awesome sign. Look at that. Voldemort. That sign is $25. There was something here that somebody asked me to look at last time, and I don't remember what it was, so comment and let me know what it was. But this one's very cool. Platform 9 3/4. That one is $23, and that's that thin metal we like. There's so many things here to look at, I don't know where to start. Here's a 3-piece stacking ghost. I like that they have him over here by all the ghost things, because they usually have him by the inflatables. But these are $20, I think. Yeah, $20. And Five Below has something very similar, but I think it's like $15. And then they have plenty of other ghost things here. Look, there's a neon LED light up sign, the ghost, with some wings, and they have these little salt and pepper shakers. I want those. $10 for that. And they have the mugs. I love the ghost mug. That one is $10. And a black mug with a bunch of ghosts on it. That is $10 as well. And this little scary flying ghost, I have one of him. He comes with a string that you put across your house, and then when someone walks around and trips his motion activation, he flies around and makes spooky sounds. $20. I almost missed this. Check it out. They do have the chip and dip set, ghost face and blood dripping. I love that. And look at this. They have the salt and pepper shaker ghost face. I don't know which one I want more, the ghost face one or the little ghosties, but I love the ghost face one. That one is $17 with the dripping blood. And they have the cutting boards down here, the ghost face cutting board. That is awesome. And they have some nerd gnome ghost face here. Plenty of the stained glass here. I'm not going to go through all of them because I always do, but I like the heart a lot. And look at this. They have Dagger Mike and Pestilence Pete over here, and it looks like they are both working. How awesome. There's his screaming. Wait a minute, what is this thing? Well, hold on, let's take this over here and see if we can get it to work. What does it even say? I'm dropping things over here. I'll pick that up in a minute. First, I want to figure out what this is. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Hold on, there's a little spinny thing. This might actually be something very awesome. Let's twist it and set it off. It looks like it has a scary doll face in the top. All right, let's open it up and see what happens. It dances. There's me. Hello. But look at that. It's headless. That is too cool. A little headless dancer inside of a box. And you can put things in here, and it looks like it has a key so you can actually lock it. That is awesome. I've never seen that before. How unique. Okay, now we'll clean up after our mess. They have a bunch of these things. The Here Lies Beetlejuice tombstones. Okay, now we'll look at some of these signs here. They have the awesome Camp Crystal Lake sign. That is wooden and giant. I have one of those. It is worth it to get if you love Friday the 13th. I love this ghost face sign with the house and the fence. I just gave that one away recently. Look at this, Tales from the Crypt. That is fantastic. It's a 3D sign. That is $30. How awesome. They have the Lost Boys here. I love that one. Art Crispy's box. Megan. Changing Chucky sign. A bunch of these ones up here that we love. There's Art the Clown and Sam and Beetlejuice. Jason, Michael Myers, and Leatherface. They have the whole gang here. Oh, look at this. And they have the new Halloween pumpkin with the knife and the blood splatter. That's that thin metal sign we like for $19. And Be Eating You from Jeepers Creepers. I want that one really bad. That is $15. And speaking of these thin metal signs, they do have the Jason one too. I gave that one away recently as well. I love those thin metal signs. That one is $18. And look, they have the Chucky sign. I love that one. I definitely want to get it. And they have so many of them here. Wait a minute, that's the Halloween 2 one. Michael Myers with the knife, you can see right there. They are very well stocked in the LED signs. Besides those, they have a couple of these tall ones. And look at this Friday the 13th one that has all the different Jason masks. That is very cool. Oh my gosh. I really want that. $20, not too bad. And they have a tall, Ready or Not, Here I Come, Nightmare on Elm Street one that has Freddy's hand with his glove. Pennywise right there, and an awesome Camp Crystal Lake one. I love the signs. Here's a Beetlejuice Sandworm Snow Globe. Look at that. How cool with all the glitter in there. That is awesome. Beetlejuice rocks. Doesn't make any sound, but it is very cool. Oh my gosh, look at this. They have a Krampus is coming to town sign. I've never seen that before. That may be new new for 2025. How freaky. That is $20. And I love that his horns come up above the rest of the sign. That is awesome. We even just saw a Krampus at one of the stores recently. I usually like to go through this whole wall of Spirit Halloween branded costumes. I won't go through a bunch of them, but they do have the Pig Butcher, and they have Hugs the Clown, and they have Crouchy. And right over here, they have a bunch of the cool ones. The Headless Horseman, the Headless Butcher, and the Nightcrawler, and the Shadow Man. I think they're listening to us that these are our favorites to see. We've seen plenty of the T-Rex inflatable costumes. Those are $70, but look at this. Wait a minute. First of all, this makes dinosaur noises. That is awesome. 6 feet tall, includes the costume, gloves, battery-operated fan, belt clip battery pack. Batteries are not included, and the sound chip. That actually looks really cool. This one's child size large XL, but look on the other side. They have a dinosaur jumpsuit. That is very cool. Does not make noise, and that one is $50, but it comes with some shoe covers that look awesome, like dinosaur feet. Dinosaurs must be popular this year. Oh my gosh, I missed her again. Young He is here, and they have the inflatables. The inflatables are $150 a piece. They're 12 feet tall. They don't make any sound or move or anything, but here is Young He. She does work. It seems like they have her in Korean mode right now, but she plays the game. She turns her head and plays red light, green light with you. There she goes, turning her head. Then she's going to turn her head around and look for movement. Her eyes move around. I think the sensor is right there on her chin. And then she tells you if you live or die, but I don't understand Korean. And this store is pretty well stocked on a lot of the Squid Games things. Here's just regular player t-shirt kits for $22. Comes with a shirt and number stickers, so you can put your own custom number on there. And they have these figure key Squid Games Young He dolls, and they have player 456 and the mask manager. We're actually seeing a lot of these. They're not going to be too rare. If you want to find them, they usually have them. Then they have player tracksuits. Those are $50 a piece. They had the front man for $60, and they have two different Young He costumes here, the pink one and the orange one for $50 a piece. Then over here they have the pink guard costumes for $50, and it looks like they have a variety of mask styles. But do they come with those styles inside the costume? I don't think so. This one is square, and this one looks to be circle, so you have to find the one with the correct shape that you want. There's a black guard costume. It is black with a pink belt, and that is $50. They do have singular masks here if you don't want to buy the whole costume. The mask is $10, not bad at all. It does not open and close. Somebody asked me if it opens and closes. No, it does not. And they have these awesome Squid Games jackets. That is very cool. It's a pink jacket, and that is $45. We're approaching the Ghostface section, and there are still new masks and things I think that we haven't seen yet. But they've been coming out with so many new things, I don't know what we haven't seen yet. There's the What's Up spoof mask. They have the Age Ghostface mask, the Bling mask, and they have the Mirror mask. That one's one of my favorites. And we saw some purple Bling masks recently, but I want to see other colors, so we're going to keep our eyes peeled. Look at this. They have the mini Ghostface plush. I love that one. I have the regular sized one. That is 18 doll hairs, but he is super awesome and I love him. And they have the pink one here. There he is, the pink Ghostface plush. I think that one's like 30 doll hairs. Yeah, 35 bones. What in the world? But do they have any of the deluxe costumes? I'm curious to see how rare they are. I did buy one already this year, and so far I do not see any of the deluxe. Oh, there it is, the deluxe Ghostface. This one is $60. What size is this? I think it's one size fits most. Yes, but they do have plus size ones online, I think, which I probably should have bought. But I'm gonna try that one on at home one of these days on camera for you guys, and I'll let you know how that one size fits most actually fits for big guys like me. Then for $30, they have the XXL Ghostface costume. That one is regular. It is not shiny like the deluxe one. So they do hold some bigger sizes here in the store if you need them. They are very, very well stocked on t-shirts here. Somebody asked me to look for these, and honestly, I've seen them in almost every single store I go to. The Spirit Halloween Squid Games t-shirt, you can see what it looks like right there. He's holding the cookie with the umbrella on there. They have XXL, medium, large, all kinds of sizes here, and plenty of them, and plenty of all the other shirts too. So I don't think you're gonna have any hard times finding any of the shirts you want this year. Last year, these shirts were hard to find. Here's the Stranger Things costumes, and they do have Argyle costume. That one is, oh, it's on clearance for $40 actually, and it was $60. Button-up shirt, t-shirt, pants, and visor. I'm hoping we'll see some new ones, but so far we've got the Scoops Ahoy, both male and female, for $50 each. We're seeing those almost everywhere whenever they do have anything here, because sometimes this area is empty. But this is cool to see, and on clearance for $40 is awesome. I wonder why it's on clearance. I'll show you some more Harry Potter stuff so people don't think that I am not giving it any love. They do have some Harry Potter scarves here. There's a green one that is Slytherin, and they have the blue one for Ravenclaw, and right here is the yellow one for Hufflepuff. These are not at every single store, but this store is decently stocked. Look, they have the ties. There's a green one. Here is the blue one, and the ties are $15. How much is the scarf? The scarf is $27. And then look at this, they have a pretty awesome pullover. That is very cool. It says Hogwarts on the front. How much is that? Let's hang this up and check the price. That is $40. I'm not really into Harry Potter enough to wear things from Harry Potter, but if I was, that's what I would get. They also have some little accessories here like bows and patches, but look at this, the time turner that has a little, I forget what you call that, but it's like a sand timekeeper. That is $13. I think it's a necklace. That is very cool. Hold on, we were about to walk past the Ghostface section, and look at this, they have Ghostface nail sets with all kinds of little Ghostface's face and hearts and things like that, and it comes with the nail polish and the lipstick. That is funny, for $9. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, I was coming over here to pass the trick-or-treat section, and then I saw this book bag. I've seen it before, but I mentioned in my last video that I want to see more of the book bags. Where in the world are all the book bags? Maybe they're waiting to set them out. It seems like Spirit Halloween has like waves of new products that come out. Maybe the book bags are next. But that is an awesome Sam trick-or-treat book bag. There's the Lollipop crossbody bag with the bite taken out of it. They have the Holly Ho bar here. That one is $9, and it has a hidden blade inside. I haven't seen this movie yet. I keep telling people I'm going to check it out, and then I never do. I promise I will watch it soon. This is a sick Jason hoodie. Look at that. Jason Voorhees, and it has his hockey mask with the machetes behind it. Jason F13 on the back. That is great. I love hoodies. I definitely have to start collecting shirts and hoodies for Halloween stuff. This one is $50. Oh, sweet. And they have the Rubies Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees machete with the blood splatters on it. That one is how much? $13. Not bad at all. And that's a good machete for a Jason Voorhees costume. Right below that is the hoodie, Camp Crystal Lake with Jay Voorhees with the bloody hand, and the hood turns into a mask. I want that one really bad. Look at the back. That is so awesome. If you want an easy costume, just get one of these and then get one of those. That would be a perfect easy Jason costume. Maybe they are bringing out the crossbody bags and book bags, because look at this, the Elm Street book bag or crossbody bag or purse or whatever you want to call that. That is $40. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Look at the little gems on here. They're like blood drips. That is awesome. Very unique. These adult-sized Five Nights at Freddy's costumes must be new, because now we're starting to see them at a ton of stores. And look at this. The Glam Rock Freddy one for $60 has a very shiny lightning bolt on his chest. That is cool. And they have Montgomery Gator down there. They have adult-sized Killy Willy. There's Foxy. We're starting to see a ton of these lately. Here's some Deadpool stuff. I was actually wondering if we would see any new Deadpool things this year. I don't know if we will, but this is an awesome Kidpool hoodie for $50. Adult large size. That is awesome. I love hoodies. But look at this, the Wolverine set. They have the mask right there, and that is $20. And right below it, they have the claws. And above those, they have little mini, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Little mini $18 Deadpool guys that have a rose and a kissy face. That is too funny. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that is hilarious. He's winking. And they have some Deadpool costumes here. This one is $60. Comes with a padded jumpsuit with leg pouch, mask, belt with pouches, and the gloves. That looks pretty good. Is this a different one down here, though? There he is with the heart. Deadpool kit, shirt and mask. That's a simple one, and that one is $30. They have the giant plankton costumes here. That is $55, but also they have SpongeBob here. That is a cool SpongeBob costume for $50 as well. It comes with the 3D foam costume, shorts, socks, and the spatula is sold separately. Usually you can find them here, but I don't see any right now. And I have to point out that I want that Welcome to Bikini Bottom sign at the end of the year. Now that I'm a father, I'm always thinking about things that my daughter would like to see me and my wife dress up as, and she would definitely love if we dressed up as peanut butter and jelly or bacon and eggs. These are $40 and $50. I'll have to consider doing this one. My daughter loves peanut butter and jelly. You know this is a good store because they have the gorilla inflatable costume with the funny face for $70, and they have, wait a minute, a chicken pick-me-up inflatable. I've never seen that one before. That's hilarious. That one is $60. That is too cool, man. I love that they're coming out with new inflatable costumes. But they also have the rubber chicken, the wiener dog, and the penguin, and the shark. They have all the good ones here. And looky here, they also have the $60 T-Rex pick-me-up. We saw that for the first time the other day. I love it. Okay, I was walking back here, and this caught my eye. The Pabst Blue Ribbon. I think this is a hat, but that is too funny. That's definitely got to be a hat. That is $22. Never seen it before. How funny. It's about that time of year that we start going through all of the themed section, like the pirates and the steampunk stuff. We'll start doing that in episodes pretty soon here. So don't forget to let me know in the comments what you guys want to see, and then I'll show your comment while I'm showing you whatever it is you wanted to see in the store. What is this? A mini megaphone. What? I've never seen that before. That is $17. 4 AA batteries, and it's supposed to make your voice very loud. That is cool. Never seen it before. I love all the little gadgets here. Here's a weapon we haven't seen in a long time. The scary lollipop with the bite taken out of it. Every time I saw this, I used to say it would be great for a Crouchy costume. That is $25. $35. I probably haven't seen that in 2 years. And they have 3 of them here. How awesome. And how appropriate they have it right back here by Crouchy the Clown for $80. Comes with the gloves and the mask. That is a big deluxe Crouchy costume. And they have Uncle Charlie. That one is extremely hard to find. How much is this thing? That is $60. Comes with the hat with hair, mask, bow tie, jacket, lollipop, and bucket. That is awesome. A very rare find. My dad used to always put stickers in his bucket. I just saw these and I wish they had them set out a little bit nicer, but I'm going to undo one to show you. I think these were new last year and we only saw a few of them. Hold on. Let's fix it up there. $40 for this awesome spirit sign. It says, so much fun, it's scary. And then it even has some words on the arm here. Also says, so much fun, it's scary. But that is a fantastic pullover. This one is size XL. $40. A little pricey, but super awesome. And they have a few of them here. This one is large and a medium. Hopefully they get some more of those in because those are really cool. Love the artwork on there. Here's some Halloween lights I don't think I've ever seen before. Orange, green, and purple. That is awesome. $8. Not too bad. And then they have the orange and purple ones as well. I love lights. $17. I'll have to consider getting some of these for my house this year. Okay, I don't know if I missed this earlier or if they just put it out, but they have bat light up lawn stakes and ghost light up lawn stakes. That is awesome. Is there a try me button anywhere? It doesn't look like it, but you can pretty much tell what that's gonna look like. Very cool. And those are $20 a piece. Ghosts and bats. How awesome. I love the bats, but oh look, the bats are purple and the ghosts are white. That is too cool. I'd like to have both of these. How long is this? 17 inches for the stakes, 5.7 by 9. How long is it? I can't tell. It doesn't tell us anywhere how long the actual string of these is. Probably only a few feet though, like 5 feet or something. But that is awesome. And look, they also have the candy corn here. I wonder if they just put these out while I was filming other things. I love the candy corn. Snarling and awesome lights. Works very good. That is my favorite pathway marker this year. $35. I came up here just to get a quick glimpse at all the things they have up here, and they are so well stocked and all the awesome stuff. But I want to point out this Series 1 Spirit Halloween figural bag clips. I don't know how rare it is to find these, but they have a ton of awesome figures in here. I love the bat, the mummy, the cat, the tombstone. I love that cauldron, and they have a ton of them in here. That is awesome. I wonder how rare it is to find Series 1. They also have the Jenga set here from Spirit Halloween. That is awesome. And they have the Monopoly board game. This is the first store I've seen that has both of them here. Very cool. I have Monopoly. I need to get the Jenga set. And they have some awesome new magnets here. There's a Terrifier one. This is an awesome shiny Coraline one. Tons of awesome new ones. There's Crouchy right there. And these may be new pens. We've seen a bunch of these pens. The axe. I have one that has body parts in it, but look at this. This one has ghosts and bats. That is awesome. I love all the different pens. $9 for that, but they have a ghost here and a cat. And do those light up? You have to pull the tab on it. Let's see if we can get it to work. There we go. I don't know. I don't know how to get him to work. Maybe when you draw with it, he'll light up. Let's see if the cat we can get to work. We'll pull the tab on him. And I don't know. It says it has a meowing sound. There we go. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That is very bright. Let's try the ghost now. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Red flashing lights and spooky sounds. That was a pretty good store, and now it is time to hide the little green pumpkin with some stickers. There is the front of the store, but over here there's a tiny cove, and right by the Squid Games guy, I'm going to put this down here on the ledge of the window. Come and find him. He's got 3 stickers in there for you. You can take one for yourself and leave some for other fans, or you can take them all for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.